Just a disclaimer. Before we get into the video, this is strictly for Windy City role-playing purposes only. This is not reflected or contradicted by anyone outside of the video game and is only made for in-game/in-character only. Nothing in these videos are traced back to real life or real events.
Pick your mans up.
And just because people used to come through shooting us every day. And this block, words can't even explain. Can't even explain.
Hey man,
Blue School Rally on 5 Young Money.
Young Money, man, they in the building.
600 boy LA, man. LA Capone, man. Get it to him, man. OC2 boys, man. Team
Number 9, man. Number 9, the shooter right here.
Boy, you a bitch, boy. Hey, bitch, you little bitch. Yeah. What the fuck is wrong with you? Hey, I am Brick Squad. Yeah, Brick Squad, boy. Fuck is you talking about, boy?
You have to be willing to die or go to jail for 100 years if that's the lane that you're stepping in. You have to understand that whether you 15, 16, you got to think like a man, you know what I'm saying?
So don't be in it. Oh, you're not? Why does everybody say you're only 16 years old?
They say what they want to say.
How old are you?
300.
The story of Faceshotgang vs. Risky Road. 2023 were hectic years for both Faceshotgang and Risky Road. The new generation of guys like Sex, Baby Threat, Lowski, Mula, Swerve, Peanut, J5, Takedown, and Don were getting more active in the streets around this time. But before we get into the killings and deaths between these two sets, let's take a look around Chicago at this time. Big names like Lil Kai, Don, T-Rose, Lel Che, and Lala are all deceased at this time. It was mainly THF-46 sitting in the driver's seat when it came to drills. Kupo is the main killer around this time, and was said to have been responsible for one of the biggest scores of the decade. Lel Che. Now that we are all caught up, let's switch our focus back to Faceshotgang and Risky Road. Their beef has been going on since 2018, but no one was really playing with guns at that time. It was mainly fighting or people from either set getting jumped. If you didn't know, Baby Threat and Six were good friends back when they attended Douglas Middle School together. In 2022, Esco from E Block was shot and killed by T-Ski. TT. He was dissing T-Ski's deceased uncle, Fredo, who was only 1 year older than T-Ski. Esco was close to GD sets like Money World and Money Boys. Those sets were close to Risky Road. T-Ski was killed later that year by someone from Risky Road. T-Ski was very beloved in TT. And TT felt they had to do something about the death of T-Ski. It was rumored to be Lel Don from Risky Road who was responsible because of all the dissing that was going on Twitter. Lel Kai was a standout name for TT. And when you think of TT, you think of Lel Kai. Lel Don and Lel Kai were now going back and forth on Instagram lives and Twitter posts, throwing shots at each other. Now you are probably wondering why I was stating things that are irrelevant to this story. These things are in fact not irrelevant, as they would later cause Risky Road and Faceshotgang to have issues. After the death of T-Ski, TT, Lil Kai TT, would take matters into his own hands and shoot at Risky Road. Risky Road would eventually clap back, killing Lil Kai. Lil Kai was arguing with members from Risky Road on Instagram Live when a car pulled beside him. He would try to run away, but was shot 4 times in his back. I will not show the footage in this video because it is very graphic. It was no other than Lel Don, Risky Road, who was responsible for this hit. The whole TTE was hurt by this. and promised to get revenge for Lil Kai. There was a lot of dissing on Twitter and rival members mocking the death of Lil Kai. Faceshotgang were also hurt by the death of Kai. They were very close with Lil Kai and the whole TT, and didn't like Risky Road either. The mission was accomplished by Risky Road, and they felt they had done enough already by just killing Lil Kai. But it was far from over. Members from TTE were arrested, and their guns were found by CPD. Faceshotgang would take things into their own hands. But before I tell you everything that happened after the death of Lil Kai, let's talk about some things that happened before he died. Weeks before the shooting, K-Thin, Faceshotgang, got into an altercation with Risky Road when Risky Road was shooting dice on Faceshot's block. K-Thin ended up fighting the group of guys, and they jumped him. One day after that, take down Faceshotgang, Tay-Tay, Faceshotgang, Wick, Faceshotgang, Lee, THF-46, and Lel B. Sko, Faceshotgang, were out looking for Risky Road members. They got the drop on Duda, Risky Road, house. They ran inside his home and started gathering items. He was not there, but his sister was robbed inside of the house. Hawkum, Faceshotgang, got the drop on Duda, Risky Road, who had scammed him for drugs really won. He pulled up to the store and shot at Duda, but fortunately no one was hit. G. Popham, Faceshotgang, and J5, Faceshotgang, were out looking to score on Risky Road. They spotted 6, Risky Road, with a few other members from Risky Road. They hopped out of the car and started throwing shots. 6 was shot twice in his stomach, but fortunately survived the wounds. Now that you know what was going on before the death of Lil Kai, let's get into the later events. Takedown, Faceshotgang, and J5, Faceshotgang, were on the block around 1:10 a.m. when a 4-door sedan pulled beside the two. Lowski, Risky Road, hopped out of the car and started letting off shots. He didn't hit his target and started running back to the car. Takedown, Faceshotgang, shot back and hit Lowski in his left forearm as Lowski was running back to his car. Fortunately, no one was killed. At this point, it was like they were playing tick for tack. One would slide, and the other would retaliate. On August 4, members from Money Boys hopped in traffic looking to score. They weren't looking for any name specifically, but it would be one of the biggest names in a while. They would end up spotting Lil Don, Risky Road. They quickly hopped out the vehicle and started opening fire. Lil Don tried to get away, but would end up getting strapped by the bullets and fell to the ground. He was shot twice in his buttocks and one in his back. He died hours later in the hospital. This was a huge score for Money Boys. They quickly took it to social media to mock the death of Lil Don. Risky Road was getting shot at and even scored on too much at this time. On top of that, they lost their biggest shooter at that time. They felt they had to do something about it. The first altercations since the death of Lil Don came on August 7, 2023. On August 7 around 2 a.m., Faceshotgang was out looking for members of Risky Road. The said members were J5, Faceshotgang, Wick, Faceshotgang, Takedown, Faceshotgang, and Flatline, Faceshotgang. They spotted Lowski, Risky Road, and Duke, Risky Road. They hopped out their car and pointed the guns towards the two. They were directed towards a wall and were robbed. Duke was shot in his foot after the robbery by takedown. They hopped in their car and drove away quickly. Risky Road was taking too many losses after low dawn. Risky Road was shot and killed. They were desperate to patch anyone, no matter if they were from THF 300 or Faceshotgang. Minna, Risky Road, died from a fake perk shortly after Low Dawn died. They lost 3 members in a row at this point. They were out sliding on THF. It was Lowski, Risky Road, 6, Risky Road, G.O., Risky Road, and Malik, Risky Road. They spotted Koopa, THF 46, Liltai, THF 46, and Shaq, THF 46. They hopped out of the car and started firing shots at THF. Lowski ended up hitting Koopa twice in his right shoulder. They quickly started firing shots back, and now there's bullets flying back and forth. Koopa shot Lowski in his head, and Lowski fell to the ground. Now it was Koopa and Liltai shooting at 6. 6 would end up shooting Shaq in his head, but after he tried to run away, he was shot in his head along with Gio. Malik would finish the job with Shaq, who he shot a few more times after he dropped. Malik was shot in his leg by Liltai as he was trying to get back in his car. This shootout was a huge loss for Risky Road, as they would lose 3 big shooters and would only take 1. Risky Road was in a narrow spot and couldn't do anything about it. The most recent altercation came on September 2nd. This time, Risky Road would finally clap back. They were out in traffic looking to score on Faceshotgang. They would end up spotting J5. They pulled beside him and shot him from inside the vehicle. He was struck twice in his chest and twice in his face. J5 was pronounced dead at the scene. This was a huge and relieving score for Risky Road. They had lots of pressure on their backs after losing the biggest shooters from Risky Road. There will most likely be a part 2 to this story, so stay tuned. This was the story of Faceshotgang vs. Risky Road.